Naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
Prior to Magufuli's ascension to the presidency, Tanzania was known as a rising democratic development success story. But under the Magufuli regime, the nation has witnessed a rapid decline in political and civil rights over the last 6 years. In the run-up to the November 2020 general election, Magufuli was accused in 2 reports by the human rights organizations Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch of presiding over rising levels of abuses against activists and opponents. The rain began hitting Tanzania's democratic freedom space in 2016 when new President John Pombe Magufuli announced a blanket ban on political activities until 2020. 1 year later, in September 2017, Tundu Lissu, the parliamentary chief whip of the main opposition party Chadema, survived an assassination attempt when he was shot 16 times by unknown gunmen. He was initially treated for his wounds in Kenya, but traveled to Belgium in January 2018 to recuperate there. Tundu Lissu returned to Tanzania in 2020 to vie for the presidency, but claims to have received death threats after the October 28th general elections were announced.
So blatant was this form of rigging that its perpetrators did not attempt to hide it, even from the few international observers invited and present.
He sought refuge at the German embassy in Dar es Salaam before fleeing to Belgium for a second time. But Lissu was not the only opposition figure who faced the wrath of the state. Former Tanzanian Member of Parliament Godbless Lema fled to Kenya in November 2020, fleeing what he described as persecution.
Nimekuja kutafuta hifadhi ya kutafuta uhai wangu. Nazo taarifa na nimezithibitisha kwamba nilikuwa napaswa kuwa hited ama kuumizwa vibaya sana.
Lema and his family were eventually granted political asylum in Canada. One unresolved case is that of the murder of 2 officials of the main opposition party Chadema. In 2018, unidentified assailants killed Daniel John and Godfrey Luena by hacking them with machetes. In tandem with moves restricting political activity, Tanzania's media has seen increasing censorship and scrutiny under a new Media Services Act, with at least 6 media outlets suspended for publishing stories about corruption and human rights violations. The whereabouts of investigative journalist Azori Gwanda is still unclear after he disappeared under mysterious circumstances in November 2017. On the 29th of July 2019, police arrested investigative journalist Eric Kabendera, who had been accused of sedation, publishing false information, and economic crimes including money laundering, tax evasion, and leading organized crime. Kabendera's mother passed on while her son was behind bars, and he was not allowed to attend her funeral. Kabendera was eventually freed in early 2020 after several months behind bars. Last year, UN human rights experts called on Tanzania to end a crackdown on freedoms of expression, peaceful assembly, and association. Wahiga Mwaura, Citizen TV.